needs to be updating it. So we got somebody else that I trust completely that won't be posting a lot of dumb stuff. They're going to be posting the relevant content. They're taking care of that right now. And it really helps with the efficiency. Once the event's over, it'll just be that one person again. Third-party applications can definitely make your life easier. Going back to posting, there are a lot of great ones out there, like I think Sprout Social and Hootsuite. Some have a free version that's kind of limited on your abilities, what you can do. Some are more robust and diverse. But what they can do is that they can allow you to basically log a lot of tweets or a lot of posts, and then you can set whenever you want those to go off. You can even set them to peak hours of when most of your audience will be online. And just, they kind of add more of a diverse toolkit to your social media platform. Oh, and last is have fun. It really is fun. It's a blast for me to like open up the page and see 71 new likes. That's awesome. That's like 71. That's like more people that we're following, that are following us, that we can reach out to that weren't before. Okay. It's a lot of fun. If you have questions, that's what I'm here for. That's my email address. If you're interested in any of the stuff I just talked about, it's free open source. That presentation is yours for you to go off and do whatever you want with it. Just don't make me look like we did. Yeah. So anyway, hey, thank you so much. If you have any questions, that's what we're here for. What we'd like to do right now, are there any questions right now regarding this content? Good. I knew I did an excellent job. I covered everything. Yes. Another job of, no, I'm joking about that. What I would like to do right now, if there's no questions, I'm certain that you guys have got some stuff that you've done, whether they've been enormous successes or possibly failures or things that you want to share right now. Right now is that time. If you guys want to come up and maybe we could share that way, I think that's the best, because it's not all about just like our presentation. I wanted to hear what you guys have to say as well. So please, anybody, raise your hand. Hey, have you guys ever experienced some kind of success or failure with regard to social media? Yeah.
I'm just wondering whether we need to move into Sport One and Facebook, and whether we actually need to target it more for and like a link with another page for young people. How do you just dump it all on what's your thoughts on it in the same Facebook, and then hope that the young people will go, oh, yes, we'll keep looking at the Sport One and Facebook, or do you actually go, nah, let's just target?
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, because one's going to have a certain message, and it's going to most likely appeal to a certain different groups. My suggestion, and Jen's done a fantastic job with this, is you've got the Sport Mercado page, right? But then you've also got the secondary schools page, and that's like blowing up, right? Do you want to share that?
Yeah.
I mean, blowing up.
Good.
Yeah, please. Yeah. So, two different pages. Okay, one's going to represent just Sport Mercado. One's going to represent secondary schools in this region. But they appeal to two different demographics. And she's going to bring them up. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's good time for that.
It is actually.
You seem like very
I
well.
did say that. Yeah. I'm just going to let Jen talk.
The other question on that is, does it have to be the RSD that does it, or should we hand it over to the Secondary School Sports Network? Your thoughts on that, Jen?
I'd let Jen answer this. That's okay.
We've set up, we've got a Sport Waikato Secondary Schools page, and the main reason that I set it up was because, for the exact same thing, is that I don't think the kids are going to care about under fives programs and old ladies classes and things like that. As great as they are for that audience, the kids aren't going to care, and they're going to switch off. So I run my secondary schools page, which I just occasionally put out there as more successful than the Sport Waikato page. Sorry, Robbie. We plug. But for that reason, I think I look after it because I said I'm a bit like Carl. I said it's my baby, I own it, and I know everything that's going on in that space. I'm going to have to gift it to someone, but I think I could almost do it from home. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with that yet. But I really think it's the right way to go to have a separate page, because it's about engaging that right audience. Funnily enough, I said when we looked at your insights into what age groups that everybody sat in, I've got that obviously very young in the 13 to 17, parents that are wondering what's going on too, which has been quite interesting this year. I managed to have you post stuff about events and they said, we didn't even know that was on. And I can go, you need to go back to your sport coordinator and try and figure some stuff out. I feel like I'm giving some information from the front this time round, and it's a different way that we can actually target people. Whether it's, I think that whether it's like the RSG or, but as long as it's somebody that's working in that space. But I definitely agree not having too many people doing stuff, I think is quite useful. Because it means, yeah, that those clear, consistent messages. It's quite nice to listen to your presentation. Like, yes, I've been doing some of the things right based on what he's been saying. So one of the things, so while we're sharing things that that we think we've done quite well, I share Carl's enthusiasm for when he said, we've got 71 new likes, bits and pieces. I said, it is really exciting because it means that you're actually doing it right. And so one of the things I wanted to just briefly talk about is what I did for the Secondary School Awards last year. We completely reinvigorated our whole event. Am I live? Yeah, can you just click some more? Have I got them more? It's not liking me.
I'm supposed to click somewhere.
No. Excuse me. Emma, who's my amazing administrator, was to me at the beginning of the year. So this is one of the things that I was actually going to present at the New Zealand, at the Sport and Rec Awards, where we were a finalist for the communication strategy. So something I'm quite proud of. But we basically changed our event to make it a bit more interactive. And one of the main things that we did, one of my main goals last year was to really look at increasing the value of sport and how do we get out there that sport really is amazing. It can change people's lives, and it's not just about the activity, but it's about the leadership and and the social things and everything that you can get out of it. And one of my big things I see over the last couple of years has been working with principals and just really advocating for sport. And we thought, well, how can we do this to make kids engage better? So one of the things that we did is we looked at, well, how do we engage them and what are we doing this year that's been quite good? And the Facebook page had been getting there. And posting photos absolutely had been a big thing. I think at the end of last year, before I started the secondary school page, we had about 900 likes. We've got about 2,400 now, which is quite exciting. But what we did is we actually made a new category for our awards. And so we had our basketball player of the year and badminton player of the year and all the different sports. And we changed that concept this year. So what we did was that anybody who was a finalist, so we had finalists announced the top 3 basketball players and the top 3 netball players, etc., etc. So anybody who was a finalist became a People's Choice nominee. So we had about 100 different kids. And what we did is we put all their pictures on Facebook. We put all their pictures like these, we put them up on Facebook, and basically said they had I think they had 16 days, just over 2 weeks, to vote for whoever they thought should be their People's Choice Athlete of the Year. So we put them up on Facebook, and all they had to do to vote was to like the page. And it was one of those things, I said, I thought it was going to work, we had a really good plan, and we weren't quite sure. I said, it's one of the things with social media, sometimes things work and sometimes things fail miserably. I said, I have posted things that, you think everyone's online at 8 o'clock at night and you get nothing, and then the next day you get heaps. And I said, so it was a little bit of trial and error, and so we had a wee play, and we did some teasing type campaigns and things like that. So we put out things, they didn't really know what was coming, and there was, lots of things like we leaked information and things like that. So instead of things going straight to the school first, that they got it on Facebook first. So that was quite exciting because they got to know what was going on. So what we found is that I think we launched this it was during exam leave. So Friday afternoon, we didn't exactly say when it was going to happen, but all the photos went up, and as soon as they did, I think we just sat Lisa, who was our designer, who uploaded everything, and we honestly just watched and refreshed the page for about an hour. The kids were waiting for stuff to come up. I think we had about 500 votes in the first hour. I don't know what, so they weren't doing anything on a Friday afternoon, they were not studying, I tell you. But it was really exciting because you're like, oh, someone's written something. Oh, someone else has liked it. And I said, and it just went into, I swear I spent 3 days throughout the weekend just watching it. I think we had, so in the end we had just over 23,000 votes, which is quite exciting. I said the student population in the Waikato is 24,000. So obviously anybody could have voted from, I said that we had one of the boys who eventually won, his family was in like India. I don't mind where it goes. I said, they're getting the message out there that this kid's saying, hey, come and vote for me. I'm really great at my sport. I'm really proud of what's going on. So we had a heap of votes, and I think we had about 15,000 in the first 3 days. So I went through and had a look at all the comments and all the bits and pieces, because I said there's that little bit of risk as well about people saying, well, what if they post something negative? I said, bar a bit of bad language. I said, I haven't policed everything quite so bad. I said, kids write stuff like, good shit. And I said, in kids speak? That's actually quite a good compliment. Some of the other stuff I get rid of, there's a few things that you're like, that's not a bad choice of word, and you can get rid of those things. And I said, very, very rarely. I said, the kids put up some amazing things. And we had, so Nikita Howarth, who's the Paralympic swimmer that we're from Cambridge, I said, you should have seen some of the things that people were writing. And they said, oh, this girl came to our school and she's such an inspiration and things like that. I said, it's one of those warm, fuzzy moments. You're like, man, we have nailed this campaign. But I said, how good is it for the communities and for the kids to be seeing that all these good messages that are getting out there, the things that we know are going on? I said, it was really exciting. I said, I felt quite warm on the inside. There was heaps of really good comments, and I thought, well, actually, this is a really great thing to be getting that message of sport out there and saying what we do is actually really good. So we were aiming for 5,000 votes and got 23,000. We had 1,014 new likes in 16 days. So that tipped us over, and that was quite exciting too. But it also meant that I think that we had the right types of people that were engaging. There were parents and grandparents who were caring. There were a whole lot of students who were voting for their friends. I said, but you could see, and everyone was really quite well spread. There were heaps of people out in our district regions who were doing really well and really pulling behind people from their district. So it wasn't just the Hamilton schools that were winning. A Hamilton boys kid did win in the end, a badminton thing. So it wasn't the rugby player or that elite rower or the ones that you might have gone, they might have had all the kudos. I said, they weren't the ones that featured at all. The top 5, I think, was, we had a lacrosse player, a triathlete, a badminton player, a wheelchair basketballer, and Nikita, who's a swimmer. So quite a range. I said, so it wasn't who we expected at all, actually. One of the good things, I said, when we're talking about Facebook Insights, is that you can really see all the information. So they're saying, well, how many people actually engaged? So we had 36,000 people that had some sort of interaction with the page. So that was quite exciting too. And so of the times the 100 photos went up, they were viewed over 350,000 times. And so these are huge numbers. So if you imagine me, the same as you, refreshing the thing like, holy moly. And it said there was over 25,000 stories generated. So that's things like comments and shares and all those bits and pieces. So there's a whole lot of engagement. Now I'm going to do it again this morning. But one of the other things that it led to is that we had a lot more schools that were involved, and we had a lot more tickets that were sold, so people were a lot more engaged with the whole event. And what we continued to do after this is that on Twitter we had all of the winners as they came up, so it meant that you could see what was going on. So anyone who liked our Facebook page or Twitter page was blasted exactly with what was going on. But we wanted to make sure that, because often these types of events are they're just for the elite kids and nobody really cares quite so much. But actually people were actually having a look and going, I wonder who won the Touch Award this year. And so they could really engage as well. So it was huge. But these were just there's a couple of things in there which I thought were quite cute. So we had local businesses getting, Chelsea from Pyro getting behind you deserve all the accolades and go for it. And some of them aren't just parents. Lots of kids writing really good things. So, I mean, she did quite well in lacrosse. Our top winner had just under 1,000 likes. So, yeah, I said I suppose that for me that's the crux of it. We're doing it again this year, and now I'm slightly scared because of how successful it was last year. So I'm trying to figure out different ways of making sure that we get more people on board. I said, because I'd hate for it to go backwards. So that's one of the things that when we come up and it's about going, well, how do we make sure it's as good as last year, or how can we change it a little bit, or if we've got more people on board that are liking our page and seeing what's going on, do we actually have a better chance because we've got a better base to start with. But I know I have talked to a couple of RSDs who are, I said, stealing the idea, steal away. I said for me it was just about doing that message out and really hitting the kids from the front and making sure that we're actually showing and showcasing sporting success across all different codes, no matter how good they were. So yeah, it was a nice successful one. So given that, I said, does anybody else have any other questions or any ideas that they've got to share?
Those numbers are wicked. You know, in terms of Aotearoa New Zealand.
Yeah, I know.
Any other pages I can think of, you know, that aren't from overseas.
And I'd like to say that I said that the marketing campaign was extremely great. I said, but we ran out of time and I didn't even get to send posters to schools with all this stuff. I said, we sent one letter home. I said, I didn't even post it. I said, I gave the letter to the schools that said, this is the People's Choice category. And it went up on Facebook and we went, let's just go and see how it goes. I said, that sounds like it's not very well planned. I said, it was pretty planned. I said, but there were some more things that we could have done. Kids love photos, and it's just, so I absolutely, but I said, now I've stopped editing my photos. I just take some great pictures and go, wow, put the angle on that, they can extract. The kids are more interested in what people are doing in behind, and they like the words instead. So I just post stuff so that they can see things. And so my advice would be give it a crack. Absolutely, I said, unless you're posting naked photos, I said you can't do too much majorly wrong at this stage. I said just give it a go. Any other questions? Emails? Wow.
What do you think around the privacy of taking kids' photos and posting?
Oh, no, privacy? Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things I said, this is one thing that comes up quite a lot, and when we chatted to people from the media and things like that, just to ask some of those questions, that I said basically anything in a public space is okay. We often post, there'll be some kids every now and then that says, that's a hideous photo, can you get rid of it? And I said, we do that straight away. If we do anything like on school grounds and things like that, then we'll ask first, because it's obviously not a public domain. So it's one of the things when we've been talking about primary schools, a lot of our people do work in some of the younger schools, and because everything's on site, then we need to do some things like that. There's a few things that we'll put into our event clauses. So if we're running an event to say, if you don't want to be filmed or photographed, then please let us know. So there's some things in terms of that, but anything that's in a public space. I mean, I try and make sure, I said we take photos of kids at swimming, so you're quite careful to have a look through to make sure you're not getting the wrong bum pictures and things like that. And yeah, there are some times when people just don't like that ugly face. They're like, oh, that's a terrible shot of me, can you delete it? Yeah, absolutely fine. But yeah, we do go through and double check those things. I was like, well, if I wouldn't want me looking like that, then I wouldn't put it online. But actually we've had no issues, which has been really good, and we haven't had any things around like any bullying or anything like around those types of things and people saying bad comments. And so I guess everything's just been, we've just posted everything in a positive light, I suppose.
You got to be there on the Facebook, like after those awards, like you keep using the Facebook site for that feedback.
Yeah, I said we tried to review, get some actual feedback on the actual event and the stuff itself. That wasn't hugely successful. But I said all the rest. I said we've continued to use it for everything else. And everything, yeah, the engagement's really up and down. And I think we've tried to play a lot with when you post things and what you're posting. I always thought the video would be amazing. You like to see lots of that, but I think because kids are using so much stuff on their data and they're like using it on the bus and things like that, and sometimes video doesn't work quite so much with the kids because it means it costs them a lot or it takes a long time to download and things like that. you've got any other questions for myself,